Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and WrestleMania 42 tickets went on sale today. Is the making of this video on Wednesday. And did you get your really expensive tickets? Did you take out a second mortgage on your house for that WrestleMania ticket? Did you win the lottery, maybe? Because that's the only two ways you're going to afford a WrestleMania ticket for next year. Now, I looked at these prices. Okay, I saw the graphic that was going around, and yeah, here's a view from my seat from this year's WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania 41. I was in section 248. Okay, so this is the view from my seat. Now that was pretty expensive already, and so when I saw the ticket prices for this year or for next year, and the ticket in the same section that I was in, 248, was more expensive than the ticket I bought this year. Um, Something is wrong, right? You know, it's crazy, insane. Like TKO coming out going, "Oh, Vince McMahon was for the families. Vince McMahon was, he was family pricing, and like, bruh, it is 2025. How in the world are you making Vince McMahon sound good when you outed the guy a couple years ago, right?" Like, here's the thing about that comment, and I've been wanting to talk about this, so I think this is the perfect time to talk about this before I get into my John Cena conspiracy theory here when it comes to the ticket sales and yada yada yada. If there is something that Vince McMahon knew, he knew good business, right? Obviously, he did it for decades, right? He did this whole thing running for decades. And he made a lot of money in wrestling. He knows how to do it, right? So for Vince, it was okay, yeah, we're gonna have family pricing, but Vince knew if he could get the parents to bring their kids, their niece, their nephews, he was going to create a whole new generation of fans that are going to grow up, have kids of their own, and create more fans. So Vince knew from a business standpoint, if you can get the families in, you're going to create a new generation of fans if you can hook the kids. I was a kid during the Attitude Era, but watching the Attitude Era, watching the Monday Night Wars, flipping between them, between WCW and WWE, it made me a fan for life. This is why I still watch wrestling to this day as an adult, and why I now own a wrestling YouTube channel, which, if you do like my videos, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, as I do produce weekly wrestling content right here on this channel. And Vince knew that he was going to create a whole new generation of fans if the parents brought their kids, their nieces, nephews, and so forth. So he knew that. But that is where I turn to WrestleMania 9, John Cena's Farewell Tour, and the WrestleMania 42 tickets going on sale a month earlier than they did last year. Now, last year, they went on sale in October. And this year, they went on sale today, as the making of this video, Wednesday, September 24th. Actually, I think it was 1 year and 1 month earlier to the day that these tickets went on sale earlier than they did last year. But here's the thing. With the absurd pricing for these seats, are they going to sell out? Because you have to remember, the John Cena, WrestleMania 41 was built around, this is John Cena's final WrestleMania. He's chasing number 17. You don't have John Cena next year. What's the selling point? And when you look at the fan, narrative right now, fans are kind of down on the product. They're not really excited, They're tired of seeing the same old thing, the same old ending to Monday Night Raw, the same old thing every week. Yeet. But, like, it's one of those things where, again, the live audience, they're selling out everywhere they go. So, obviously, people are going to buy WrestleMania 42 tickets. But even last year, or this year, it's weird saying it's, what you get what I'm saying. This year, WrestleMania, it was one of those things where the tickets price sales were not as good. Obviously, yes, over 2 nights, they packed like what, 100 and some thousand fans in Legion Stadium. That's great. But what's your hook for next year? What's going to bring fans back to Las Vegas? You're returning to a city that you were in this year. I talked about this in the WrestleMania 42 location debacle video when they announced that they were moving from New Orleans. The big thing about WrestleMania is going to a different city every year, and fans maybe want to go to that city. They haven't had a chance to go to that city, and so they use WrestleMania as an excuse to go. I said, I've always wanted to go to London. I used AEW All In last year in London when they were in London as an excuse to go to London. And I went to AEW All In. But, like, that's the thing. You're returning to Las Vegas. So, people are not going to go back to the same city. People are going to say, okay, why should we go back to Las Vegas? What's the big hook? And it's giving me WrestleMania 9 vibes, which is part of why I believe the conspiracy among why the ticket sales started a month earlier than last year is because they want to gauge the ticket sales before John Cena retires, because they want to see, John Cena, ticket sales aren't where they were last year. Oh no, we made them too expensive. Oh well, we don't care. But they can then do exactly what Vince McMahon did in 1993 and go, hey, John Cena, about your retirement. WrestleMania 42 ticket sales aren't where we think they ought to be. Can you come back and do one more WrestleMania? And now I bring up WrestleMania 9 because this is what they did back then. It's in the WrestleMania 9 documentary. They talked about this, where ticket sales were low, and they basically brought Hulk Hogan out of retirement to boost ticket sales. So why wouldn't they do the same thing with John Cena? I'm sure over the next couple months we'll see numbers and reports of what ticket sales are. And I'll talk about that when, those numbers do get reported, because I am very curious about them myself as someone who did attend WrestleMania 41 this year. But when you look at the idea that the WWE could be like, John, ticket sales aren't where we need to be. Can you do one more WrestleMania? We saw TKO. They got worried at Elimination Chamber earlier this year. Remember, Ari Emanuel was like, oh, we have low ticket sales in Toronto. Again, it definitely doesn't have to do with the high ticket prices, right? Right? But, like, it's one of the things where it's like, oh no, we have low ticket sales. Oh no, Rock, come help us. Come save us. Come up with a story. Come with an angle. And The Rock just goes, okay, I want Cody's soul. And then boom, like, okay, we're gonna do this big thing, the Elimination Chamber, to boost ticket sales, because the ticket sales weren't where they want, where TKO wanted them to be. So we've already seen it with The Rock. TKO got worried about the low ticket sales of the Elimination Chamber and had to bring The Rock into WrestleMania season to boost ticket sales. And again, remember, we never got a payoff of this whole entire angle to begin with. So it's one of those things where we've already seen it. We've seen TKO bring The Rock in to save ticket sales and to boost ticket sales, right? So why wouldn't they do that with John Cena? If they see the ticket sales aren't where they were last year, what's to say maybe John Cena is in War Games this year? And oh, John Cena gets injured and now he can't do his farewell match in December. So now his farewell match is going to be postponed to, oh, let me check the calendar here. John Cena's gonna be ready before WrestleMania. We can do his farewell match at WrestleMania 42. What a coincidence! Like, I could see something like that where if the ticket sales aren't where they want them to be, you put John Cena in War Games. You do an injury angle and be like, oh, John Cena can't do his farewell match, so now we're gonna hold it off to do it at WrestleMania because we need to boost ticket sales for WrestleMania 42 because nobody's buying them because they're so damn expensive. But you see what I'm saying? This could be WrestleMania 9 all over again, where they could rely on John Cena, pulling a Hulk Hogan. Hey, we need you to come back and do another match to boost ticket sales. Rock, we need you to come back and, I don't know, try to take Cody's soul again or something. I don't know. But, like, it's one of those things where I think, and again, this is just me trying to have fun with this video here, but I do believe that John Cena will retire in December, end of the year. Now, let me just get that straight. I do believe he will retire. He'll be done in whatever. But I'm just throwing it out there. WrestleMania 42 tickets going on sale a month earlier than they did last year. That gives WWE TKO enough time to look at the ticket sales, to pull a WrestleMania 9, pull a Hulk Hogan out. Like, Hulk Hogan was going to retire. He was done. He was going to go to Hollywood. And then WWE, Vince McMahon was like, hey, we have low ticket sales. Can you come back and do a tag team match with Brutus the Barber Beefcake? So, and we'll give you the world title at the end of the show. That could be a very, very same scenario for John Cena in WrestleMania 42 if the ticket sales aren't where the WWE TKO wants them to be. So let me know in the comments below, guys. Do you think the WWE will do something like that? Do you think John Cena's farewell tour could be extended through some kind of fake injury angle, storyline angle where, hey, he can't do his retirement match in December, but he'll be healed up in time to do it at WrestleMania. So come buy our expensive tickets at WrestleMania next year to see John Cena's final match. But again, maybe John Cena might do another match at WrestleMania 43 because that's Saudi money. But let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you guys think of this video? Fun little conspiracy video here. Do you think John Cena would come out of retirement to help boost ticket sales? Do you think the WWE would do an injury angle to prolong his last match? Leave a comment below. I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema.